Well, at the top of the show, I was talking about having a vision for what my ideal job would be if I'm going to get a part-time slash temporary RJ, real job. And I have been thinking about this for about a month, and I've been resisting writing a vision for it. And I don't know why. Sometimes we just get in those places of we know what we need to do, and for whatever reason, we don't want to do it. But I finally did it today. And what happened for me was that as I started writing it, it really turned into giving me a lot of insight and inspiration into what I really wanted to create. And maybe part of why I resisted writing it was because I wasn't really sure what I wanted. I knew kind of what the goals of doing it were. Part of it is financial and part of it is social, just, getting out from being self-employed and spending more time with other people. But beyond that, I had some fears around ending up in places like I had been in my previous career that really were not fun and actually were pretty awful. And so, I just really wasn't sure what I wanted. But as I started writing the vision, it just started flowing. And I started getting lots of ideas about things I could do that weren't even like jobs. They were really more like doing consulting or doing training. And so that's one reason why you should write a vision is that it will create even more inspiration and insight for you in terms of what you want. The other main reason is that unless you do, you're not going to be creating what you want because you haven't really gotten clear on what it is. So by writing it, you can get more clear on what it is. So I'm going to give you some guidelines around writing a vision yourself. And you can do this for one area of your life like I did, or you can do it for overall, where you're addressing each area of your life and what your ideal life would look like. So the first thing is that you want to write whatever you're writing in the present tense as if it has already happened. So an example of that would be, I am married to my soulmate, the love of my life, as opposed to I am looking for my soulmate. Okay, because I am looking for would be a continuous looking. It wouldn't be a finding. So you want to write it as if it's already happened. You want to use emotion words that describe how you'll feel when it's true in your life. So an example of this would be, I'm so excited to be using my unique talents in a role that I love. I feel appreciated and valued every day as I make my contribution to the world. So again, this helps to make it more real when we're putting into it how we actually are going to feel, because then we can really start to envision it, literally envision what it would be like and feel what it would be like. And you want to write about the end result that you want, not how that result is going to get created. So you don't need to worry about the how. You just need to worry about the what. So you don't want to write, I'm thrilled that all my marketing efforts paid off and my business is thriving. What you do want to write is, I'm thrilled to be the owner of a thriving business, because your business may be thriving totally without anything to do with your marketing efforts. Maybe you got connected with someone who is going around all over town or all over the internet telling people about you. And that has nothing to do with your marketing efforts. So you don't want to rule out other ways that your end result can show up by being specific about how it occurs. And you can be as specific or general as you like. And each of these have their pluses and minuses. And the pitfall of being too specific is that you can lose out on other great things that might show up in your life. For example, if you wrote, I feel warm and cozy in my house by the sea, then you'd miss out on a house that was on a lake or had a view of the mountains if those locations have just as much pull for you as being by the ocean. And by the same token, if you're too general, you might not get what you really want. So if you write, I feel warm and cozy in my house by the sea, you might end up with a little cabin with a pull-out couch for a bed and a fireplace with no other source of heating, when what you really meant was a house with at least 3 bedrooms and a furnace. So those are things to be conscious of. Be specific enough that you get what you really want, but not so specific that you rule out things that would also be fine for you as well. And as I said when I first started to talk about it, you can write about each area of your life, health, career, relationships, finance, and spirituality, or you can choose to focus in the area that you most want to shift right now. And for me, obviously, I chose to focus in just one area because that's what's up for me right now. But especially at the beginning of the year, lots of people like to do it for their whole life for the coming year.